with AVOverhead.com. If you've been to our website, you might have seen me on there under Pop's Corner. Today what we're going to do is we're going to go through how to order garage door springs. We get a lot of questions, but the question that we don't like the most is, how do I ship this one back to you because I ordered it wrong? With that said, I'm going to show you how to order garage door springs. There's basically three different kinds of springs. This one here is a tension spring. See the color? You see the ends? You see how that loop is up like that? This is a one-piece door spring. It's different than a tension spring. I want you to get that. These springs right here are frequently used on toy haulers as well. And then you've got the torsion spring. This is your torsion spring right here, and that's what we sell the most of. With that said, I'm going to show you how to measure a garage door spring. You go from the end of the coils to the end of the coils. This is a little over 25 inches, so we're going to call it 25. Why do we do that? Because right here, when it goes up on this thing called a cone, it spreads out more. So it might be 25 and a quarter, 25 and a half, it's a 25-inch spring. The second part we want to look at is we want to look at the inside. This is going to be a 2-inch spring, okay, because it's got the 2-inch measurement inside, not outside, inside, okay? The third thing is we're going to have to measure the wire gauge. To get the wire gauge, we're going to go about the middle of the spring. Now, again, standard tape measure. Just go about the center of the spring, don't go on the ends, because if you go on the ends, again, the cone pulls it apart, your measurement will be off. We're going to count 20 coils. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. What we want to know from you is what that number is you just counted up to. We'll match it up against a spring gauge and we'll send you the right spring from there. I'm going to tell you right now, don't be penny wise and pound foolish. If you've got 2 springs up there, don't replace one, replace both of them. You wouldn't buy one radial tire, you'd buy 2. So buy both springs. I don't know about you, but I got better things to do with my weekends than be messing around with the garage door. I hate to hear, honey, my car got stuck in the garage because the springs broke. What ends up happening is the other spring causes the spring you just replaced to work twice as hard, so it short lives the spring. And you'll wind up replacing that other spring. Again, you got better things to do on weekends? So do I. You get the added benefit if you order 2 springs, we'll throw in a free set of winding bars. Next thing we want to do, we want to show you left wound, right wound. Okay? Did you know that the spring on the left is actually right wound and the spring on the right is actually left wound? You confused yet? I know I was. So let me take you inside the garage and show you exactly an easier way to figure this whole thing out. Simply step in your garage, go and look at your header. That's the part above your garage door, up where your torsion tube is mounted. And go to the center. If it's to the left, order a left spring on our website. If it's to the right, order a right spring on our website. That's simple. Doesn't have to get crazy, left wound, right wound. I don't know about you, like I said, I get confused when I think about it. But hey, while we're in here, I'll tell you what, let me show you a few more things. Anything on your garage door like this down here, where you've got red studs on it, is telling you that's danger. So what happens is you've got a cable that runs from these drums down to the bottom of the door. And when those springs turn, it's actually pulling it up with those drums. If those cables are kinked, right now since you've got the torsion springs off, it's a good time to check your cables. If the cables are kinked or frayed, replace them. If they're really old, replace them. The other thing is your door rollers. If your door rollers are old or they're metal or they're not ball bearing rollers, good time to replace them. This is a cheap fix that's going to save you trouble and time down the road. One more thing, any hinges, check your hinges out. If any of them look worn or broken, good time to replace them as well. This stuff right here, we call this stuff tune-up in a can. And what it does is, if you'll notice, right here, it goes on spray or mist. Right here, it goes on stream. So let me show you how that works. Anything that's moving on your garage door, you want to spray. So we're going to have it on mist for that. Okay? And we're going to mist our rollers there. You're also going to mist your hinges. And you really can't see them very well, but on the other side where that drum is, that's a bearing plate. You've also got a bearing plate in the center. Again, check for worn parts. If they're worn, replace them. Either way, you can lube them with this. Simply by now turning it to high, okay? And with high, we can go straight across the spring up there without having to go up to it, okay? See how that goes? You don't have to climb up on a ladder to do it. While you're at it, hit the center bearing plate, and then you can turn it back on mist and catch things like your hinges down here. Again, AVOverhead.com. We put helpful hints up there all the time. We put specials online every month. Come see us. We may have exactly what you need. Hey, one thing I forgot to mention. If you don't see the springs you need online, we still have them, or we'll get them for you and we'll send them out to you right away. So don't worry about that. I know some of the springs aren't represented on there. We've represented most of the common ones that most people have. But if you don't see them, again, get hold of us. We'll have it drop shipped to you. No extra time, no problem. I don't know about you, but I'd rather be doing anything this weekend than shooting videos and working in the shop. So, hey, I'm going to go out fishing, I think. This is Pop from Pop's Corner at AVOverhead.com. Remember, it's for all your garage door needs, and thanks a bunch for coming to visit us.